Hello guys, we are at the place where all the magic happens. We are at the factory that makes wooden toys and wooden components for board games. So this is essentially Disneyland for board gamers and kids and pretty much everyone, I guess. I cannot wait to show you around because this place is amazing. There's like a big factory that makes a lot of different parts. There's a big process around it, a lot of history in this place. And plus, it smells amazing in here. So I cannot wait to show you everything. So we are in the Czech factory, the Toa, behind the scenes of how toys are made. It all began over a century ago, in 1908. It is one of the largest and oldest factories in Europe. It has had a long tradition in producing wooden toys, board game components, as well as wooden jewelry and piano keyboards, among other things. Chances are you or a family member of yours owns a toy made here, so you could say it's like a museum of childhood memories for many generations. There's yo-yos, press-up toys, the legendary Little Mole, and various board game components for companies like Ravensburger and, of course, Czech Games Edition. So the journey of a toy starts in the form of timber somewhere in the mountains in Central Europe, and they are brought here by trucks and trains. Trees sleep during the winter and wake up during the summer, so to avoid having the color of wood turn blue, the cutting usually happens in the winter. The wood is cut into long planks and they are left outside to dry naturally for 1 to 2 years, depending on the thickness of the planks. When the humidity of the planks is around 20%, they are cut into shorter boards, which are then put into the drying chambers and are dried using warm air and steam. See here, they also leave some spaces between the boards to facilitate the drying. It might take up to 5 weeks for the humidity to drop to 7%, and afterwards the wood is left to come to room temperature. When the temperature is right, the boards are cut from all 4 sides using the milling machines, creating rectangular shapes as well as profile boards. The number of spindles, the specialized metal knives, on one machine varies. Similar to a cookie cutter, the spindles can form a mold through which the board moves and excess wood is removed. And from that you can cut it even further into any shape you like. Depending on the diameter of a bead, as many as 65,000 beads could be made in one day by one machine. Every spindle machine also includes a piercing component which drills holes into the pieces. And then here come the drums. Pieces must be smoothed in these big wooden drums, and then right after that they get colored. So this is like the beauty salon of the factory. Using water-based, non-toxic dyes, the toys and board game components are dyed and varnished. The drums are filled with pieces, then the dye is added and the drum starts spinning, slowly at first, so the wood drinks the color. To coat all the nooks and crannies of the pieces, sometimes they use some round components as well to get the corners fully colored. And dyeing is repeated 2 or 3 times, or even more when the color is a light one, and the last time it spins, they add the varnish. The freshly colored pieces are then placed onto nets and left to dry. And continuing the makeover of the different parts and pieces, some toys are hand-painted to this day. Like, for example, the face on this one is printed on a machine, but the hair is painted manually. The workers use small brushes, wooden sticks, and glass tubes to paint details. But there are also printing machines that, using thermoplastic foil, pictures or colored numbers are pressed onto dies and other components. And finally, this hall is where the components come together and the toys come to life. When there is only 5 to 10 different types of parts to be assembled, the workers can take them home to assemble them. The components get delivered at home along with manuals on how to assemble the sets or how to package them, and then the sets get collected and brought back for packaging. They get checked and put in their final packages, and that's it. The toys are then ready to be shipped to children all around the world to find their new home. Hello guys, we are in the Czech Republic and I brought you to yet another factory tour.
The wrong scene. That's the right scene. Hello everybody, good morning, welcome on in. Happy Tuesday. I hope you've all had a fabulous start to your weekend. Welcome on in, Bloody Lion and Barb and Meryl and Chicken and Angie. Hello, welcome on in. Pop Mensch, it's good to see you again. Welcome, Branchlings. I feel like it's been a hot second. Thank you for joining us this morning. I hope you have been well. Welcome into a slightly different version of our Tuesday segment this week. As you'll notice, Eleni looks a little different today.
Rude beard overnight.
Yeah, she's locked herself voluntarily into an editing dungeon for the next couple weeks. She's working on a very big project for the CG YouTube channel, so I am letting her focus on that for a couple of weeks. So we're gonna have some guests for the next couple Tuesdays, and our first guest this morning is James from OppCostGames. Thank you so much for joining me.
Hello.
James, you want to tell our viewers a little bit about maybe what it is you do on your channel and who you are in the board game Twitch sphere? People have never seen you before.
Yeah. So thanks for having me.
Of course.
And my wife and I actually, I'm one half of OppCostGames. My wife and I stream here on Twitch, usually Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. I've been on a bit of a little kind of short break. I unfortunately got COVID recently and had to take a little bit of time off, but we stream board games and also puzzles here on Twitch.
Hell yeah. I have in the last 6 months gotten very into doing puzzles on stream, so if you enjoy watching puzzle streams, definitely check out OppCostGames as well. There probably will be less screaming than you get when I do puzzles. It tends to be a very barbaric experience on this channel, so you maybe want something a little more chill. It's a good alternative.
It's funny, you totally inspired us to start doing puzzle streams.
Wait, really?
So yeah, honestly. So my wife loves to do puzzles, but
awesome.
we have 3 young kids, and she really finds it tough to take time for herself to do a puzzle. So it's sort of like this accountability thing where we were like, okay, well, why don't hey, I saw Ray streaming you were doing God, why can't I? My brain.
One of the CGE puzzles. We've done Letter Jam, Underfalling Skies.
No, it was Galaxy Trucker.
Yeah,
Jeez, that was
Yeah.
really
You're all right.
So anyways, you were doing this Galaxy Trucker puzzle, and I was like, listen, Ray's been doing this puzzle, and people are just hanging out, give it a try, right? And we've met all sorts of amazing people in the Twitch puzzle community that I didn't know.
I didn't know it existed either.
Right?
It's a thing.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah, totally, it's a thing. Yeah.
Like, there are so many little micro sub communities on Twitch. It makes me so happy. And like, one of the weird things I find about the board game streaming sphere is like, we are a very tight knit category. That's not that common on Twitch. Like, yes, there are like the couple of big games, like Valorant streamers will just play Valorant and they'll only hang out with other Valorant streamers. But I feel like most of Twitch is variety, people jumping back and forth between categories, doing different things. Board games is very, very tight knit, which I find super strange. And so puzzling was one of those opportunities for me to branch out a little bit and get some more of the crafty people, because I find crafty people and board game people very similar people, even if they don't know it yet. It could be a nice way to bridge those two worlds.
Totally, that's been an absolute kind of overlap that we've found. And the other thing that's been an interesting one is just a ton of the puzzle community. A lot. There's been a weird overlap with folks that make music.
Totally.
I don't know why or how that happened, but it's just like, we've met tons of people in both the puzzle community and kind of folks that, just, play music or sing songs or whatever the case might be. It's been awesome. So anyways, you totally inspired that idea, and we were
that's so cool. I didn't know that.
Let's keep it board game adjacent. We have a Terra Mystica puzzle.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way to do it, is to get those board game puzzles, because it bridges nicely.
Yeah, exactly. So it's been great.
Hell yeah. Real quick, Gaslit Goomba, thank you for subscribing with Prime for 14 months. I appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the moderators. If you're new around here, all the money that we make here, I don't keep it, CG doesn't keep it, Tony Galati doesn't keep it. It all goes to my mods to thank them for helping me out behind the scenes. So thank you, Gaslit Goomba, for spending your free Jeff Bezos money on my mods. That is super, super cool of you. If you didn't know, if you have Amazon Prime, you can literally just take money from Jeff Bezos and give it to a streamer you like once for free every single month. You don't have to do it here, but you should do it somewhere, because eventually that's not going to be financially feasible for Twitch/Amazon to do. So you should do it while it's around, and it's free money for your favorite creators. So please go do that somewhere on Twitch. It's a great thing to do if you can. Trombone Dalek, welcome on in. Good morning. Ruel, thank you for joining us, Ruel. Oh my goodness, it is a delight to have you in chat. If mods, could we get a shout out command for Ruel Gaviola, please and thank you. Hope you're having a lovely start to your week, Ruel. Thank you for joining us today. Before we jump into our teach of Codenames Duet, which by the way is what we're going to be doing for the majority of stream today, the first time I had James on stream, we were playing some Codenames co-streaming action, and somehow the topic came up that neither James nor Lollies have played Codenames Duet. And I like to teach games I know very well, so I snagged James for this free Tuesday to teach him some Codenames Duet. So that's what we're going to be doing once we get into things today. But as always on Tuesday mornings, I like to chit-chat a little bit about what games people have been playing recently. So that'll be our question of the day today. Did you play anything cool last week? New? A game you play all the time? Anything that you played that you feel like would be fun to chat about, feel free to drop it in chat. Xanda, thank you for those 200 biddies. I appreciate it so very much. Jeremiah Blob, welcome on in. Good morning. I don't know, James, you were sick, so you get a pass this week. If you didn't play anything, we'll let it slide. But is there any, new game that you've been playing recently, even before you got sick, that would be fun to chit-chat about?
Yeah, actually, so while I was sick and everybody was staying away, because I had COVID, right? I locked myself in a room and stayed away from my family. I've got young kids and whatever.
Of course, yeah.
But yeah, recently my copy of Reckland Run arrived.
Ooh.
And I've been checking that out. So I don't know if that's something you've had a chance to play.
I have not, no, but I've heard about it.
Yeah, so I actually got mine super late. This was one of the times I kickstarted that I don't know, forever ago, and then I forgot about it. I didn't actually complete my pledge. And anyways, I ended up being the last person on the planet to get it, but it showed up. So I kind of was checking that out recently, and that was a couple other solo games. What else did I play? Warp's Edge and Three Sisters. I played a couple
Three Sisters
solo
is
games
so
of Three Sisters.
Good. I love Three Sisters so much. That's one of my faves. So good.
Yeah, no, I was thoroughly surprised. I kind of have been historically a bit of a roll and write, flip and write kind of hater. They're not my favorite type of game. For a long time, there was just a ton coming out. It felt like every good. It was I don't know, 15 years ago. There was always good Euro games, and there would be a card game version of them that would come out a couple of years later, and it would always be kind of half baked.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
and
totally. Roll and writes felt like the new the card game, right?
Yep.
It's just like, yeah, and I hated them. I really didn't like them.
You're in good company.
God, that's so relieving.
I didn't like them either.
Relieving.
I think I came at it from more of like a crappy elitist perspective of like, I'm a collector. Why would I collect sheets of papers? I'm a board gamer. I've since squashed that attitude. But that was definitely my initial, because I like the bits. I like the tactileness of board games. I like the collector's bit, and I always had this weird bias against roll and write games that they were cheap, right? That you couldn't come up with a full board game, so you made a roll and write. And that's not true at all, and I had to break down that weird attitude that I had. And Three Sisters was one of the games that did that for me. I really, really enjoyed that game.
Yeah, I always felt like they were just sort of, it always felt like I was playing the same game with a different theme.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, hey, another roll and write that feels exactly like, Railroad Inc. or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And and I feel like Three Sisters and some of the Hadrian's Wall is another one where they're deeper, like there's an actual game.
The development
here.
of the meaty roll and write is really what got me.
Yeah, no, it's a real thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, look, it's Jamie.
Yo, Jamie,
Sorry.
hi, I love you. Also,
anyways.
Oh, just real quick before I forget, Diplomat, thank you for that 11 months, and Trombone Dog, thank you for the 100 biddies. Thanks for supporting the moderators. I love and appreciate you very, very much. But yeah, chat. Second question of the day, beyond what you've been playing recently, what's been your roll and write journey? Were you on board from the beginning? Did you also have a anti-roll and write bias? Where'd you come from? Because I feel like it's one of those genres that, like, I don't know, people who were into it were really into it, and people who didn't like it were like, meh. I feel like only recently I have people who have been dabbling in roll and writes. I used to just like have those people who love them a lot, especially in the streaming community, because they're so easy to stream. And I was like, meh, I just didn't like them. And then once I started streaming board games, and I was like, man, these are really easy to stream, and it's really easy for chat to get involved, I fell in love with them. Kind of similar to solo games. I needed to be forced to try them because of streaming, and to get over that initial, I don't know.
Oh man, solo games are exactly the same for me.
Yeah.
So it's funny you mentioned about the streaming thing, because that was one of the things when I kind of joined the board game streaming community, which is not that long ago. Essentially I felt so like at odds with people because everyone loved roll and writes. And I was just like, these are not my thing.
Yeah.
Right? But the solo game was the same experience. It's like, I have a ton of solo games. I have a big board game collection, and I have a ton of solo games, but I would be like, why would I play a solo game when I could just like play League of Legends or something?
Especially if you're a video gamer, most of the people who love solo games that I know in my life are just board gamers. Like,
totally.
They don't, because I'm the same way. I'm like, if I'm gonna be alone, I'll just play a video game. Like board games to me in my head are synonymous with, other people are also bored and want a thing to do. Let's all play a board game. But if I'm just bored, I'll just go play a video game. I'll have just as much fun doing that because I'm very omni-gamer, split between those two fields.
Yeah, for sure.
So there was no driving force of needing solo games to fill this time that I had.
Yeah, and that's exactly how I felt. And it was like in the time I could like learn the rules and set everything up and that sort of stuff, I could just play a video game and like handle the rules for me. And
totally.
Right. But then Twitch, since I started streaming, so then I started playing solo games, and it didn't really feel like a solo game at all. Because
you gotta hack it.
Chatting.
Exactly.
Yeah, totally.
You're playing it with other people. That is
solo.
Absolutely.
Who knew? The key to solo games is playing them with an audience. Who knew?
I have said probably verbatim that exact thing before of like, I like my solo games with a hefty chunk of 24 people watching me and talking to me and entertaining me and engaging with this game with me. So it's kind of not a solo game in the way that I experience them. That's so funny. I had the same journey, roll and writes, solo games, no interest in them. I was very much a standard like Euro gamer. That's what I enjoyed. In person, 4 people at a table. That was what board gaming was to me for so long. And streaming really forced me to expand my horizons because I had the same thing. I was like, why are there so many roll and writes on Twitch? Like, what is this? Don't understand. And then I realized how fun it is to play like on tour with people. You can just take a picture of the board, put it in Discord. People can open up Paint and just play with you. That's
Totally.
awesome. That's so cool. You can't get that with other games. And it can go up to an infinite number of people. It's not like, oh, well, there's 4 slots in this BGA game. Sorry to everyone else, you can't join. It's infinitely expandable. So just one of the many wonderful things that Board Game Twitch has changed my life and my view on the hobby as a whole, from engaging with it in this very specific, weird way is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
But real quick, we got some new folks in chat. Sunshiny, I love you. Welcome on in. Thank you for joining us. Angie, thank you for subscribing for 10 months. Diplomat, welcome to chat. It's good to see you. Brian, hello. Thank you for joining us. Lone Jedi, welcome on in. I'm gonna real quick skim our answers to the question of the day. Excelsior, yo, it has been a long time. Welcome back, friend. Hope you've been well. All right, let's see. Question of the day. Trombone says, I've mainly been playing video games, not board games. What video games have you been playing, Trombone? Tell me all the things. Brian says, played Welcome to Easter Egg Hunt. There's a Welcome to Easter Egg Hunt. That's delightful. Welcome to is one of those games that also I absolutely adore now. That sounds really cute. Brian.
I like Welcome to a lot, but it's funny because my sister's actually like an architect, right?
Okay.
And I was like, hey, you should play this game. It's like about architecture.
Sure, zoning and
zoning and whatever, right? And she hated it.
No,
like just
why?
hated it. She's like, everything about this game makes me angry.
From the theming being like too distilled, or
it's just like it wasn't a pure enough architecture related experience.
That's hilarious.
And it kind of ruined it for me.
No.
Yeah, it wasn't like she disliked it. Like she hated it. So yeah, it was.
That's always the worst when you're so excited. You're like, you are gonna love this game, and then they hate it. That's only happened to me like a couple of times, but it's devastating because I think one of the things about being like the board game collector in your group is you're also like the curator, right? Like you're the wealth of knowledge of like, tell me what you like. I will pick the perfect game off the shelf and you will enjoy it. And when that doesn't work, it's like, oh, why am I doing this? Because that's part of the fun for me.
Totally, it is for me too. So I have the big collection. I'm the one who always teaches the games, brings them over, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I'm hesitant to say this on the PGE channel, but one of the games that recently fell flat was Arnak, and I was so surprised.
Was Arnak?
Yeah. So I played Arnak at on my local con last year, I guess.
Yeah.
And I was it had been out for a few months at that point, and I was like, I played it and I was like, this is like the game. It's like I hadn't had that feeling in a while where it's just like, I can imagine I have 2 kind of main gaming groups, and I was like, I think both of them are gonna like absolutely love this. Like the weight is just right, all that sort of stuff. That whole curated experience. I'm trying to bring something that they're gonna enjoy, which is usually something a little bit lighter than what I might like. Sure. Whatever. Anyways.
Yeah.
And with both groups, they were kind of like, yeah, it's all right. I was so surprised.
That's so upsetting.
I was absolutely certain, like, this was like the one. We're gonna play this like 50 times in each group. Yeah, no, not really.
Did they give any reason as to why?
No, I think in both cases they were just sort of like, yeah, it's okay. Like it just sort of didn't. I was really surprised because I thought it was exactly that right balance of like kind of interesting decisions and weight for our groups. Yeah. And I was wrong. So
I'm so sorry to hear that Arnak disappointed, but that I've had that experience too. I had a similar experience with Arnak where I was like, this is the perfect game for this weight class, and it just didn't click. And I found that when I introduce it almost to heavier gamers, they like it more than when I try to bring people who like slightly lighter games into it. I don't know. It's
interesting, because that's kind of the same experience that I had, right? Where it's like, I don't think it's actually like a super heavy game by any means, and like I thought it was kind of just right for my groups. My groups sort of like to tend to play sort of medium weight games and sort of like flirt with the idea of something like a little bit heavier. And I was like, oh, this is the one.
Perfect. What a bummer.
Yeah.
Well, speaking about Arnak, Trombone Dalek says that they got notified that Arnak was delivered yesterday, so I hope you enjoy it. I hope it doesn't fall flat for you. Thank you for supporting us and buying the game. I do hope you enjoy it. Bloody Lion says, we have been sick, so I had to cancel a game day yesterday, but we did manage to play Micro Macro for the first time. Micro Macro is so good! Speaking about games that I absolutely adore playing on stream. What'd you say?
nothing. Never mind.
Micro Macro is so good, Bloody Line. I hope you love it. What a good game. Goodness gracious. That's one of those games that just redefined in my brain, you know, what games can be, and I love when that happens. I think Shut Up and Sit Down convinced me pretty early with Welcome To. Yep, for sure. That was a lot of people's, I think, gateway into the roll and write situation. Kit Kat, welcome on in. Happy Tuesday, friend. I hope you're doing well. Enjoy your lurk and work. I appreciate you hanging out while you do other things. Ooh, Rulel says that I played a bunch of Let's Go to Japan. I don't know anything about this game, but I've seen it everywhere, and it looks really cute. Ruel says it's a really fun tableau building game with an awesome theme of planning a trip to Japan. Ruel, that's awesome. I'm glad you played it. I will have to pick it up because I've been hopefully saving up money to go to Japan when my partner graduates medical school. That's our hope for like the celebration. So that could be a really cute thing to play like while we're getting ready to actually go. This is like 2 years down the line, but
that sounds awesome.
Yeah,
nice.
That's the hope. We'll see. Brian says Easter egg hunt, Halloween, ice cream trucks are on BJ. Oh, nice. Hell yeah. Heck yeah. Ray, that or they just like one game so you bring a bunch of games you want to try. Oh, that's the hardest, is like you just bring everything. It's so hard to be the board game curator of your group. It is a thankless task. It's so hard to pick and choose the game you want versus the game that the group's gonna like. It's so tricky.
That's usually the complaint I hear the most, is that why are we playing something new? I just want to play, what we played last time, which like hurts my soul. Like, I'm not like strictly like a cult of the new type of person.
Mm-hmm.
I have a big collection of games because I like variety, and I like to try and play those with my groups. But I hear that a lot for sure.
That's another fun question for chat. What role are you in your board game group? Are you the like, I'm just here and I'll play whatever? Are you the curator? Are you the person who has the collection but doesn't do the curating? Because I know some folks like that where it's like they always host, but then they bring over someone and the group decides like what's your role in your board gaming group? Ooh, Bus Air, welcome on in. They say, I'm the buyer. You are doing the Lord's work. Bless you, Bus Air. This is an expensive hobby. Variant Hex, it's good to see you as well. Variant Hex, I hope you're having a lovely Tuesday. I'm glad Ruel pulled you out of the shadows of Lurkdom. Hope you're having a good one. Ruel says, yes, I hope I can make it. I hope I can make the trip. Michelle and I visited our daughter there. Oh, your daughter lives in Japan? That's so cool, Ruel. It was amazing. We ate so much ramen and sushi and we're forever spoiled. Oh my goodness. I hope you get to go back someday, Ruel. That is amazing. It's nice that you have an excuse to go there, that you have family there. That's awesome. James Blake, welcome on in. I'm the traitor. That's so ominous and I don't know what that means, but I love that for you.
It's funny because I read that and like all I could think is that's how I feel about my group. Because like in the event we play like social deduction games, I'm so typecast as being like the bad guy. Yeah. Anyway. It's
also so tricky when you're the person who introduces the social deduction game to your group and then you are like the bad role or whatever, and there's always that suspicion of like, sure you are. You just happen to be, you want to play this game so badly, then you happen to be the bad guy. Maybe that's a very personalized experience. I've had that a couple of times where I'm like, let's play the resistance, and then I end up being one of the bad guys, and there's always, maybe my game group just doesn't trust me enough. There might be some issues there we need to work through. Different roles to different people. Yeah, if you've got multiple game groups, for sure, you can definitely fill different roles in different groups. But yeah, in terms of games I've been playing this week, I didn't play anything new. Well, that's not true. I played a new Exit game over the weekend. We had a friend staying with us this weekend. I played Exit the Secret Lab, which was a lot of fun. I got to introduce the concept of an exit game both to my partner and to our friend who was staying for the weekend, which was really cool. I've never gotten to do that before. I've only ever played exit games on stream, which is a very, very fun experience. But this is my first time playing it in person, off camera, with people who'd never played it before, which was very fun because this was my partner and our friend who was visiting. They're both medical students. They're both highly analytical people. So it was very fun to watch them like spin their wheels and over math everything.
Sounds like it could be fun or like absolute agony.
For
Hard
sure.
To say. I don't know.
Sure. It went well, but there are many, many med student friends that I have that I would never ever let anywhere near it. I did play an exit game without you, Bloody Lion. I know I cheated on you all. I'm so sorry. But yeah, that was the only thing that was new to me. I played some Terraforming Mars. I played some like Ticket to Ride. The friend we had over is into like medium weight strategy games, so we got a lot of those games in this weekend. But yeah, no, I liked the Secret Lab exit game. I wouldn't say it's my favorite exit game. The puzzles in there were not my favorite. I think I enjoyed the Catacombs of Horror more, and the Frozen, whatever the ice themed one was. But it was still good. Exit games are always a good time. Sheezy Bites, welcome on and happy Tuesday, friend. Thank you for joining us. Well, if you haven't answered the question of the day, feel free to drop in chat, what games you've been playing recently. But I think it is about time to jump into the main event for today, which is going to be some Codenames Duet. All right, let me start a new game. All right. I was
disconnected due to long.
Yeah, you'll have to reset it. Oh, Casting Shadows, Angie. I'm unfamiliar. Codenames Duet. All right, so you should be in the game now. You should see a regular Codenames board.
I certainly do. All
right, you're gonna go ahead and join side B, and I'm gonna be side A. Now you're gonna see a very colorful board. You're gonna see green cards, gray cards, and 3 assassin cards. So chat, I am not going to teach the basics of Codenames because James knows the basics of Codenames. So this is a teach.
Trusting me, imagine.
This is a teach based on you've played Codenames, you've never played Duet. How do you go from one to the other? So the basics are exactly the same. You're trying to give a clue to tie together a bunch of words. You're trying not to guess the assassins. The main difference, of course, is that this is cooperative. We are working together. There are no teams. We are on one team. So total between both of us, there are 15 green cards that we're trying to guess. That's our team's color. Those are the cards we want to guess. Our layouts are different. So the cards that you see as green and black are not what I see as green and black. So we're going to go back and forth giving clues. So if I give a clue for you, I am giving you a clue for what I see. So I'm trying to get you to guess the cards on my grid. You're trying to get me to guess the cards on your grid. There are some overlap. So some you'll notice some green cards that I'm trying to get you to guess are green on your side too. Now they're off the board for you as well, and that's great. There are 3 assassins, so it's more dangerous. There's more things to keep in mind. One sort of little trick of Codenames Duet that when you play online, it'll actually tell you the way that those 2 different grids, the grid I have and the grid you have, the way that those are generated, it just kind of works out. If Vlado was here, he could explain why this is, but this is just how it works. One of your assassin cards that you see on your screen is going to be a green card for you that you want to guess. But once you've guessed one, so there's I'm trying to think.
That's awful.
It's a little bit, the hardest thing about Duet is that you need to, when you're guessing, when I give you a clue, you need to totally ignore what you see on your end. Because an assassin for you could be a correct word for me. Does that make sense?
I think so.
It's just
this sounds heartbreaking. I don't look forward to having to click on the assassin.
It's a little bit of cognitive dissonance of
yeah, totally.
If that's what people mess up the most, is that they'll just ignore their black cards because they're used to not thinking about them, right? Ignoring them. Sometimes when it is your turn to guess my clue, look at all your words regardless of what color they are. It always works out where one of the cards you see as an assassin is correct. And it'll tell you once you've clicked one of those that the other 2s it can never be. That's just sort of how the grid works, and it actually won't let you guess any more assassins.
Okay, so 1 out of the 3 assassins
is always going to be right.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
There's something about just how the grids are generated. That's just how it is. The tricky thing with that is, of course, we are streaming this game, and there will be points where chat will be like, guess pie, it must be pie. And if you're looking at your grid, you've already guessed one of your assassins, you're like, it can't be pie. Try not to give that away, because if you say, hey, I can't guess pie, I've already guessed my assassin that's correct, you've just told me that pie is one of your assassins that I shouldn't try to guess.
Got it.
Don't worry about it too much, just know that don't be afraid to click assassins. One of them's always actually going to be right. so don't ignore them. That's the hardest thing about this game, is you're looking at this board, and when it's your turn to guess clues, it's irrelevant.
I feel uncomfortable already. Like, I don't want to do it.
And that's pretty much that's pretty much it for Codenames Duet. In terms of like the board and things that are different there. In terms of clue giving, because this is cooperative, there's no longer that +1 rule. So normally in regular Codenames, you give a clue for 3, your teammate can go 4. With Codenames Duet, you can always guess as much as you want. So there's a little bit less of that, like the infinity clue is now less useful. There's less of that like number game. You give the number you want, your opponent can always go back and guess as much as they want. Yeah, that's it for, I think, clue giving. That's important. You can always guess as many as you want. At the very end of the game, once we get there, if we have not guessed all of our 15 green cards, we go into sudden death, or we can guess whatever we want, but no more clues can be given. But we'll go.
Sorry, when does that happen?
That happens if we have not guessed all 15 green cards, but we are out of time. Now, what do I mean when I say out of time? That's something I should have explained first. You'll see that there's 15 green cards. You'll see up in the top right, there's like a little agent that says 15. That's how many we have to guess. To her left, there is a little smaller gray card that says 9. That is a round marker. We have 9 rounds to guess those 15 cards. If that number has gone down to 0, you seem so stressed. Do I need to go back?
No. I just listen. It's like the pressure's on. You know, like when you're playing Codenames as like a team, like in person.
Yeah.
It's always nerve-wracking to be like the person who like actually selects the card.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
now it's worse.
All the pressure is on.
Yeah, you are both the guesser and the clue giver.
I don't know why I signed up for this. This is a terrible mistake.
You are gonna be just fine, and we don't even worry about the sudden death. We'll go over it more when it becomes relevant.
I get it. It just means that I was thinking like, oh well, we can just like give cheesy single word clues.
Oh yeah, just go back and forth forever. Yeah.
In fact, no.
Yeah,
So.
As Diplomat says, it's twice as much opportunity to mess it up. Exactly. And there's 3 assassins. It's higher stakes, that's for sure. Also, you can go ahead and vote in the prediction on whether or not you think we're going to be successful. It took me a really long time to realize what this prediction was, because Barb made it coot, newt, doot, toot. No clue what that meant, but that is the prediction to guess whether or not James and I will win. I just ignored it. I was like, that's nonsense. And then I opened it up, and option 1 is Ray toots successfully. Option 2 is Ray unsuccessfully toots. So you can go ahead and vote. Again, James and I are on a team. We either win together or we lose together. But yeah, that's the last big thing, is those gray cards are going to be sort of your round timer. The way it works is, say I give you a clue, you get the first one right, and then you mess up the second one, say it's an innocent bystander. What you would then do is you're going to take that little gray card, and you're going to put it on that card, and it's going to face the person for whom it was an innocent bystander. Because for you it could be an innocent bystander, but for me it could not be.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
And then
that's so weird.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
That's hurting my brain a little. Got it. Okay.
But let's say I give you a clue for 2 and you got them both right. You're going to take one of those gray cards and just put it off to the side. So it's going to effectively serve as your round counter. All you really need to worry about right now is that we have 9 rounds to guess 15 cards. And once we get into it, it'll make more sense. You'll see where those little gray cards go. Of course, we're playing online, so all of that's going to happen automatically. Yeah. Jason, welcome on in. Thank you for joining us. And Board Game Bree, welcome. Fractaline Dream, yo, we got so many friends in here today. Hope you're having a lovely Tuesday. Welcome on into some Codenames Duet with James from OppCostGames. I just went over the quick teach of how you play Codenames Duet if you've only ever played regular Codenames. But of course, the best way to learn is by playing. So we're just gonna jump into it. If you have any questions in chat, this is a great stream to ask because I'm in kind of a teaching mode. So if you have any questions about how Codenames Duet works, a great chance to ask them. Ezra, it's good to see you. Thank you for joining us in chat. And Mad Scientist, welcome on in. Yo, thank you all so very much for being here. I really appreciate it. If you're just joining us in chat, feel free to answer our question of the day today, which is, what games have you been playing since the last Tuesday? What have you played between last Tuesday and now that you want to talk about? All right, so
I have one final question.
Go ahead.
Before we start. What's this ad suggestion? What's that?
Ad
Below
suggestion. I actually I'm gonna tell on myself. I have no idea.
Okay, cool, because I was like, weird.
I actually don't know. I've never used it. I think it's something for when you're playing Codenames Duet with more than 2 people, because this does work in big groups. It's designed for 2 people, but you can play it with more. I think that's what it's for. Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah. No,
I've never used
a clue, and I was like, "What's this add suggestion button?"
I think it's suggesting a clue. If you're playing like 2 and 2, I think it's a way to suggest a clue for the person you're playing with. I think, but I've never actually used it. Mad Scientist, thank you for that Prime subscription. Thank you for supporting our moderators. I really appreciate it. All right, well,
can I go ahead and start? Is that okay?
You can. So you'll notice that you have the option to type a clue, and I also have the option to type a clue. This is cooperative. We don't have to switch and go back and forth. Either one of us can start. Whoever thinks they have the better opening
so we
clue.
we don't alternate necessarily.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you can start.
I have a not great clue.
Do it. I love a not great clue.
All right, here we go. Boom.
Seat for 2. And chat, if this is your first Codenames Duet that you've ever watched, I have a neutral board up on stream, so you can feel free to help guess because you have no special information. So I think one of my favorite things about streaming Codenames Duet is that we can kind of play with chat. Chat can help us decipher each other's clues.
I didn't realize. I was worried that if I looked at chat,
yeah, no, they don't see my view.
Ruin everything.
It is all in spectator mode for them, so they can. I mean, of course, be careful when you look at chat because they're not always actually helpful. But it is completely fair game. It's not cheating. Feel free to ask chat for help if you need it.
I have a couple of my mods are in chat, and they're notorious for harassing me. So I feel like they're
Fabulous.
not that trustworthy.
They get the assignment then. That's great.
Yeah, exactly.
Chicken Barf, welcome on in. It's really good to see you, Chicken Barf. And Dark Santanica, welcome on in. Happy Tuesday, friend. Yeah, they're nothing but chaos. It is. Chat is a last resort of like, I really don't know what's going on. Maybe let me see what chat's saying. All right, seat for 2. I do like Board Game Brie. I think Board Game Brie. Yeah, suggested wheelchair. I like wheelchair. Comments are always helpful. That's what an unhelpful commenter would say.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Seat. Saddle. Swing as well. Swing as well. I feel like a wheelchair is literally a seat, right? It's literally a chair on wheels. Don't like that James is laughing. I'm not.
What do you mean? No. Yeah, this is exactly like Codenames in person, like trying to like remain composed.
You're doing
while
great.
Someone else like logics it out, you know?
You're doing an awesome job of not giving anything away.
Perfect.
Embassy. Okay, I gotta say, Dark Santanica, tail and saddle I could get behind. Embassy, you're gonna have to walk me through how you got embassy from. Oh, like a seat, like a position, like a chair. I got you. All right, I'm gonna start with wheelchair. All right, it's literally a chair on wheels.
It's literally a chair on wheels.
It's in the name. Then I'm thinking, what's more seat like, a swing or a saddle? See, this now we're getting into,
That's a fundamental question.
Language theory on define a seat. Okay, here's my logic here, chat. Walk with me here. A seat I think of as a passive object. You take a seat. You could just take a seat on a swing. A saddle is like a tool. You are riding something. I wouldn't call that, I'm sitting on this horse. I'm riding this horse. You know, there's a difference. It's an active thing as opposed to a passive thing. So I, with my large brain, am gonna guess swing. Damn it. Never mind.
I liked that. That was the best explanation ever.
Thank you. I was proud of it.
One of the things that's really I'm sure this will get easier, but one of the things that I think is like fundamental about succeeding at Codenames is like know your audience.
Sure.
Right? Like and now I know a little bit more about. I didn't consider the active versus passive considerations of a seat. That kind of fundamental level
that's
of
your
conversation.
fault, clearly.
Yeah, totally. Clearly,
It's too simple-minded for my seat logic.
Yeah.
Yo, Legends DM, welcome on in. DVX Runner, thank you for that Prime. Yo, we've had so many Prime subscriptions. Thank you for stealing Jeff Bezos' money and giving it to my mods. I really appreciate it, DVX Runner. Welcome on in. But yeah, no, this is one of the interesting things about Duet because you're not in like these big teams, right? It's really a two-person knowing each other, which we're new friends, so it's definitely tricky. And I play this a lot with Eleni, who I know quite well, but she has a different cultural background because she's She's Greek. So sometimes you have nothing to fall back on. It's like you are giving this clue for this one specific person. You don't have like teammates or even hecklers. Sometimes will give you, not intentionally, but they'll give you good ideas.
That's the best part of Codenames
is the heckling. See, right? Now the only hecklers are ourselves. It's only our own guilt and shame to heckle us. There's no opposing team.
I think Trombone will find a way. Look, if I 100% believe.
All right, I haven't looked at my words at all. So talk to chat and give me a second here while I look at my board.
Okay. Seats are where you sit, saddles are where you sit. Therefore, a saddle is a seat. Says Chicken Barf. You know, I never thought I'd say I agree with Chicken Barf, but here we are.
Oh, also, you'll notice now, since I guessed an innocent bystander, you'll see there's that little gray token pointing towards my side of the board, pointing down because I'm side A. If it's pointing up, it means it's an innocent bystander for you. If it's pointing down,
so swing could still be like a clue for me to guess.
Correct.
That hurts my brain a little.
It's a little mind trippy, but Slivers, welcome on in. Thank you for joining us.
Are we on OppCost's team today? Legends. It's a cooperative game. Everyone's on my team. Come on.
Here's your clue.
Seat for
three.
Get out of here. What? Okay, listen.
Jason, thank you for that sub.
I believe a saddle is a seat. in weird Codenames, clue for you but not for me. I don't know. Swing. Maybe a swing is a seat. I mean, you sure seem convinced about that.
As for me too, they say my favorite Codenames move is to give the same clue but louder. My dad does that all the time. He thinks he's like, well, I had the perfect clue and it's not my fault you didn't figure it out. He is the king of just giving the same clue again.
Slightly different, like intonation or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, just cheat.
Nice. Okay, so what's our third seat here? We got a saddle. We got a swing.
I feel like we've had this conversation before.
I feel like we've had this conversation before. I think it was weird, but embassy, like that kind of, you could take a seat at the opera. I don't know. You could be seated, the seat of the, okay, yeah. Okay, listen, we're going to get the saddle swing business out of the way.
Nice.
Because, that just has to happen here.
Nice.
And then, okay, look, I just want to take a good look at these other words here. Make sure that I'm not, missing something obvious. I'm sure I am, but that's okay.
Sheezy would like to remind you of the classic fairy tale Goldilocks and the Three Seats. Clearly yes. You've just forgotten.
Yes, clearly. Goldilocks and the Three Seats. Ooh, fancy guy goes to the opera, says Jamie. You know what? I think I am gonna go, or I'm gonna take a seat at the opera. That's what I'm gonna do here. That's what I'm gonna do.
Nice.
Hey.
Well done.
Right. I'm done guessing. Get that out of here, Jesus.
All right. Now we're back to you if you'd like. It typically is best practice to alternate because it keeps the boards kind of even. But if you've got nothing, I can think and go again. And also, it's like if you completely whiffed on that clue, right? I might go again. There is no...
Is that foreshadowing right there? I feel like it might be.
There is no official rule. It's typically best practice to alternate, but that's if you're doing well. If you're not doing well, everything falls apart. Do whatever you want. It doesn't matter.
We're doing great.
Yeah, we're doing fine. So if you've got something... Give yourself a second.
Yeah, we're gonna run with
national. All right, national for 2. I am once again thinking embassy. National flag. Brazil is a nation. Earth is filled with nations. Oh God.
Oh God. Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, Texas. They have tried to secede on occasion.
Stupid nation. Oh man.
Texas. Well, yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
I'm Canadian.
Okay. All right.
Anyway.
OppCost is Canadian. That is very U.S. politics. I will avoid that for now.
Hope that wasn't cheating.
No, you're good. You're good. That is helpful. That is helpful perspective. Vampires can't cross the what?
Vampires can't cross water, so they're not very international.
What vampire lore
is that a thing?
What do you mean they can't cross water?
They enter your house or something, like, unless invited. Like, what?
Sparkling? Can't go out in the sun. Don't let them into your house. Can't cross water. That's a new one. What's the citation on that vampire lore, Sheezy?
This game creates so many philosophical questions. I agree.
Heard that about vampires running water specifically? What? Like a Nazgul? Okay, it's not that Nazguls can't cross water. It's because of Arwen's spell. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of misinformation.
I feel like chat
now.
is just like, I don't know.
That's a thing. They die if you put them in a river. I mean, most things die if you put them in a river with certain intent.
It depends how you put them in the river.
Yeah, the way in which they're put in a river.
Is it active or is it passive? It's like,
But they get better if you dredge them out. Sheezy, that's all living things. Sheezy says, yeah, that's a thing. If you put them in a river, they die if you put them in a river, but they get better if you dredge them out. That is all things, except for things that live in water. They can't cross jogging water. They can cross jogging water, just not running water. Oh, it makes total sense now. Oh my God, Itri, you're joining at a very weird time. Welcome on in, friend. I mean, a lot of things can swim away. No, they can't. Stop lying to me. Nothing survives in water. All right, I'm gonna go national flag. Cool. Going with my gut.
Hey, I like you. Yeah.
I'm torn, I think, between Brazil and embassy, because, like, it wasn't... I think if it was just nation, I'd be more inclined for Brazil, but national, like the national embassy, the national flag, that particular, conjugation of that word makes more sense.
Big word, conjugation. Jeez, I don't know. Can I handle that?
I'm gonna go embassy. Oof. Okay, all right, that's fine. Could have been worse.
Could have been worse.
Good clue.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
All right.
That's what I like to call a warm-up game.
Yeah.
Let
me check a spelling real quick.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you have to Google it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. I'm proud of this. This is good. This is good stuff. More of a Luke warm-up game. Slivers. Ouch. Damn.
So this is like Grimm's like fairy tale, like
that is how I spelled it.
So like the Brothers Grimm vampire, Goldilocks maybe.
That comment was hurtful. I'm dyslexic. Be nice. Where's my exclamation point? Bully, please and thank you.
Warm up game. Yikes. Yeah, damn. Don't bully Ray. She's dyslexic.
Thank you, Mods.
Okay. So listen, vampire brother Goldilocks. I think Goldilocks is. I think. Okay, we're gonna go with brother.
Nice. Also, fun tip: you can mouse over the number before everyone's name in chat, whether they're a 1 or a 2. Tells you whether or not they have a vested interest in us losing or not losing. It can help you suss out.
That. I hadn't considered that. There's always that they might be actively trying to ruin our day.
Yep.
Okay, I think I'm gonna go with Goldilocks.
Nice.
Nice. Okay.
Nice.
All right.
All right.
Oh no, it's back to me.
It's back to you.
This is uncomfortable.
Now, for context, just to remind you, we have 5 turns to guess a collective 8 words that are left across both of our boards.
Right? Is that like a do better? Is
No,
that what that is?
no, it's just letting you know. It's just informative. This is a teaching environment here.
A teaching environment, God. I learn best through failure. So here we go. Okay. I gotta think this one out for a second here.
Oh, I have a weird one.
Weird one, fabulous.
Yeah.
That's yeah, okay. Man, I don't know. Like these words suck. I demand a do-over here.
Another little thing, since we're halfway a little bit more into the game, you'll notice the number of green cards you have are going down. The one thing that you cannot say in this game is you cannot say how many green words you have left, because some of the ones you have left might overlap with what I have, so that can give me unfair information. However, what you can say is when you have no green cards left. When you are totally out, you can tell the other person, hey, all the words that remain are your words, so you know who should stop giving clues.
Got it. Okay.
Oh, trombone, that's so mean.
Uh-oh. Dare I look? I never try.
Bree, if you ever wanna play together, hit me up. Let me know. I'd love to play together. I love Codenames Duet. It's also a really nice way to get to know someone too. Because it's more distilled code names, you know?
Yeah, it is. It's interesting. This would be. I feel like this is the sort of game that you would get progressively better at for sure. Like if
Definitely.
you and I knew each other a little better, this would be an easier experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. All right, I keep giving these 2-word clues, and it's not going to change.
Storm for 2. Oh, thank you, Ezra. I'm glad you enjoyed the physical game. One of the benefits of getting the physical game, if you play it online and you like it, you get the physical game. There's actually a campaign mode. You're going around to different locations, and different locations as a spy duo, right? Different locations have different numbers of green cards to get, and number of rounds you have. So different locations will be harder. Like in France or whatever, you only have 6 rounds or whatever to get all 15 words or whatever. It's a nice. Gives you progression. If you want to play with your partner or something and you want to track how much better you've gotten since you've been playing, you can play through that little mini sort of campaign mode that we have in physical Codenames Duet.
Is this quote from Slivers? Is this legit? Codenames, a great first date. Can I tolerate this person or want to pummel them?
That's not a real quote to my knowledge.
It's believable, It's...
All right, so I think Jupiter has got storms on it, right? That classic big eye of Jupiter or whatever is one big storm that's perpetually going. There's the dust storm. That's kind of all I got, chat. Yeah, dust and Jupiter. Okay, Chicken Barf's with me here. Nice. I'm gonna go with dust. I feel like that's pretty straightforward. Chill. Storm. Earth has storms. I mean, that's true. And I did think Earth before with national, international, all around the globe, all around Earth. Storm.
I'm trying to not, reveal too much here.
You're doing great.
Through facial expressions.
I did unironically think blind diplomat for a second because I was thinking the eye of the storm, and if you don't have eyes, you would be blind, but I think that might be too many steps for now. I'm gonna leave it alone. All right, I'm gonna go with Earth. Nice. Now the question is, do I think it's also Jupiter? Do I think Earth was national and then Jupiter is a new clue for storm? I'm gonna go with yes. All right, got it off my mind. No harm, no foul. I'll take it.
These things happen.
Yeah.
These things happen.
All right, I'm gonna give you my weird one.
Oh God. Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say about it.
There's a lot of typing involved here. It's making me nervous.
All right, let me double check. This makes sense, right? Yeah, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine. What could go wrong? Listen, we're doing okay.
Yeah.
Hammer. Like, okay, hammer. I don't see any obvious hammery things. Okay, a blacksmith is a hammer. I think this is a beat, like as in hammer time. A pin is kind of like a nail, maybe. You know, I don't know. You could hammer a stake into a vampire.
Bill, how are you? How's your Tuesday? Also, I love that. I love that a quote that's gonna live on forever now is "Most things die when you put them in a river." Ray, April 11th, 2023.
Listen, you're not wrong. Like,
I stand by my statement. Most things die when you put them in a river.
Who is using a hammer on a pin? Well, nobody, but a pin's kind of like a nail, you know? That's not crazy. Come on. Okay, so blacksmith has to be a thing, right? And I don't know, I kind of like this beat. You could beat something with a hammer or like, you know, hammer time. I'm doing it. Just okay, cool. So we got one more for hammer. I don't know what it is though.
Pot, that's insane. What a fun fact. That's actually really cool. No, but see, think about it, Trombone Dog. A river. Think you take every saltwater fish dies in a river, right? Largest brain.
That is, yeah, huge. That is a total big brain. Yeah.
Alienated
Absolutely.
Goose, thank you for that follow. I adore your username. Thank you so much. Feel free to jump in chat and say hey, or just lurk and hang out, whatever you feel like. And while he's trying to decipher my clue, a reminder that we are playing with James from OppCostGames. Exclamation point guest brings you a link to his Twitch channel where he also plays board games. Yo, what's up? Welcome to chat, friend. Thank you for joining us.
I have honestly, I really don't know what this last hammer one could be. I think a pin is kind of similar to a nail, maybe. Like I'm really concerned because nobody in chat seemed to agree with me. So, you know, that maybe that's crazy territory. And otherwise, like, I don't know, vampire maybe. Like you could, you know, if you could like hammer a stake, you know, into a vampire's heart. I don't know. And nothing else is really screaming at me here. Okay, I'm just gonna go with my stupid pin idea. Big fail.
That's all right. That's all right. I can. The logic for the real answer isn't much better, so you're fine. Like I can't.
That's reassuring. That's reassuring. I like it. Okay. Well, keep in mind, there's that one weird hammer one lurking out there somewhere.
Yep. All right.
Okay.
We can do this. We need we don't need to go crazy. We've got 3 turns to get 4 words.
That seems achievable.
Yeah.
That seems
100%.
achievable. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have
Listen. This is easy. This is not easy at all. This is terrible.
Mods, please remind me to explain the 3rd hammer clue when we're done. Please don't let me forget.
Stupid pin idea, says Trombone. Yeah, it was a bad one. Listen.
Bunny for 2. Bunny for 2. I kind of think when they jumping, it's like I don't know. We're talking about video games. You charge or jump, bunnies jump. Vampire bunny for some reason is in my head. Maybe that's just me.
I'm gonna mute myself.
Yeah, you do that. So maybe not. Context clues might lead me to believe. Yeah, that's actually great. Turn off your camera. Context clues might lead me to believe that Vampire Bunny is a figment of my imagination, not a real thing. Yeah, I was thinking Bunnicula. Legends, that's exactly what I was thinking of. But perhaps that is wrong. bunny. Are bunnies blind? Do we have any bunny pet owners in chat? Any, things I should know about? Chocolate bunny. Oh,
this is hands down the worst clue I've ever given in Codenames.
I somehow don't believe that. I can't believe I didn't see chocolate. You're totally right, Chad. Yeah, good job, Chad. Good job. Then I'm thinking, bunnies aren't known for being blind. Okay, good to know. Bunny. What is the... Oh my god. Why didn't you say this sooner, Chad? Duh. Literally, why didn't you say that sooner? You let me go on about vampire bunnies, and maybe they're blind. I literally didn't even notice chocolate and tail until Chad specifically pointed them out to me.
I thought those would be super easy.
No.
And you're like, oh, clearly it must be the vampire bunny.
You've never heard of Bunnicula? Oh my god.
Well, sure, but it's not the first thing that comes to mind. I thought it's just Easter, and I thought the chocolate bunny thing would be pretty.
No,
pretty
great
easy.
clue. I have a small brain. I'm so sorry. I guess I'm gonna end guessing. I think that's all she wrote. And I will give a clue. Bibbidi boppity. Yeah.
State. Well, clearly it's got to be whistle.
Don't you dare. Yeah! Now I can officially say I have no more green words for you. Our fate lies in your hand. You have one turn to get one word. So hit us with a really good synonym.
Okay.
Oh my god, thank you for putting Bunnicula into the Chaos Names deck, Legends. I appreciate it. The bunnies of Jupiter, of course.
Obscure rules thing.
Yep.
Are acronyms acceptable?
It depends on the group. I say acronyms are fine. Some groups don't like it. I say fine. I tend to be more lenient on my Codenames rules because I find it more fun, but there's a whole page in the official Codenames rules of here's all the things you can allow if you want. So as long as we're on the same page, yeah.
Oh, I forgot to put the number in, and it was harassing me. I was very upset.
Oh, LCD. Okay. Got you. Nice!
Yay!
Woo! See?
We did it. Down to the
Wasn't
wire.
so
but
bad.
We made it.
That was your first official game of Codenames Duet. What'd you think, James?
That was fun. That largely captures the fun of Codenames,
yeah.
but just with fewer people. So that was pretty fun. I would definitely be down to play some more for sure.
Sweet.
My clues were terrible, but I also feel like that's how I just feel about Codenames. I'm very, self-critical of my clue giving.
Not a skill issue for once. Well, we will play a few more games this morning.
Who said that? Trombone. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Real quick though. Sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say Jamie and Trombone like to harass me with that at all opportunities. I roll a die poorly or something. I roll a 1. Skill issue.
Yeah.
100%. So.
Before I reset the board for our next game, thank you, mods, for reminding me about the hammer clue. So this is actually something that Barb got. She immediately doubted herself, but Barb said, let me find it. Where'd she say it? She said, Barb said, hammer, tail, shark. Wait, never mind. Wait, head, never mind. That was literally my thought process. I was going for hammer, head, shark, hammer, heads have tails as well. You were expected to go through that line of logic to get tail for hammer.
There is literally no chance I would have ever got that.
Ever. Yeah, that's actually, Barb, what I was thinking. There was no way hammer was gonna lead to something actually bad. So I was like, meh, maybe it'll vibe. Maybe we'll pick it up.
Yeah, that was never happening. like literally never.
Valid. That's fair.
I will try and be more creative with my clue giving and interpretation.
All right. Well, now there's no excuses. You know how to play. You know
what's
up. All right. Game number 2. There's a new prediction up in chat. Toot root tweet electric
I'm
Google
predict
loot. Ute or newt?
Ute.
I better
I'm
see.
voting for myself here.
Yeah, we gotta see some Ute predictions here.
No kidding. They doubted us.
They doubted us
were not-
hardcore.
Yeah, it wasn't close.
I mean,
So.
it's probably from past trauma. Aleti and I have really bad. Aleti and I have a really, really bad duet track record. We are very, very, very different people. We don't. That on top of the cultural differences and just words are different in different parts of the world lead to very bad games of Codenames Duet between the two of us.
That's okay. I find often it's like the hilarious failures of Codenames are the most memorable moments anyway. My personal favorite with Codenames, I'll never forget. We were playing and the clue was chiropractor and spine was the assassin. I don't remember what the valid words were.
Iconic, truly.
Like, it was I don't know what they were
amazing.
Thinking. So yeah, anyways, we'll often just like as a gag in that group just like say chiropractor just as, whatever.
Those are the best. Those are the moments of Codenames that like live on, that have their own. That was my my dad was a history professor for many years, so his clues are notoriously very like niche history references. And they get thrown around a lot as memes in my household because there's just it always leads back to disappointment of like, how could you not know this? I'm like, Dad, I'm 24. All right, give me a break. Cut me some slack. Raise penguin impression. Thank you, Barb. All right, I gotta actually think here. What do we got? Oh, interesting. Okay.
I don't know if that's how I would describe this, but
is this one word? Yes. Okay. Cool.
Do you want to go first this time, or would you like me to, or do we like
crap.
game?
No.
What is it? Just got the clue.
There's a bad bystander on the board for that clue. Never mind. If you've got one, you can go. If you've got one off the top of your head, but
listen, I would like to get a better than 2-word clue.
Okay.
Or that hasn't been happening. So.
All right, we'll give ourselves a minute. Oh, dude, I have the best clue.
Oh God.
Brain too big. I'm so excited. Hold on. Let me think. That.
Concerned.
Yeah, let's go. This is gonna be fine. Okay, chat, are you ready? Are you ready for this genius clue? Oh my God, I feel so smart. Watch an immediate whiff. Okay, all right. Your clue is sheet for 4.
Sheet. Okay, like a sheet of paper.
Sheet
right?
for 4.
Sheet of paper. Sheets
yeah,
could
thank
be
you, Barb.
made
Can I get some
cotton.
oohs and ahs in chat for my 4 clue? Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, sheet music. That's not a bad idea. What else have we got here? Sheet. Oh man. Oh sheet. Oh sheet. Okay. I don't know what else you're going for here, really.
You got this. I have nothing but faith.
Cloak, maybe. I don't know why. Yeah, you could use a sheet as a cloak. A sticker sheet. That's not a bad idea. And paper mill. I also thought that. Okay, listen. We're gonna start with sheet of paper.
Nice. Good start.
I think sheets are often made of cotton. I might even say they're made of Egyptian cotton. You know, that is a legit thing, right? Oh my God, the worst thing I ever did was read chat. It's just like
Can we get that a quote, please, mods? That's great. As James's inaugural quote, that's awesome.
There you go.
The worst thing I ever did was read chat.
No, because, well, honestly, it's like here's the connection. You know, here's some viable thing for every
single
word.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm gonna go with Egypt because I think Egyptian. We're going with cotton sheets, Egyptian cotton. I think that's legit.
Nice.
Okay. Now we could have our sheet of paper would be made in like a mill. Sheet music I like for kind of guitar, maybe a sheet of stickers. That's a potential thing. This cloak idea, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of bad. What do I like best? Mill, guitar, or sticker? Dare I look at chat? I don't know. A sheet of rain often. Get the heck out of here. That's boo. Okay. Stickers. All right. Chat thinks stickers. Let's go for it. Okay,
It was cloak! And you're like,
Damn
that's silly. That would be so silly if it was cloak. Oh my god. No. Why'd you look at chat? Why'd you do that?
Why did I listen to chat?
You were doing so good. You got paper, you got cotton, you got Egypt. You could have just stopped. You could have just not.
What was the actual one?
It was cloak.
It was cloak.
It was cloak.
Damn. Oh
You're
no.
like,
No.
that would be so goofy if it was cloak.
That would be so
Who would
goofy.
do that?
Worst thing I ever did was read chat. It was like foreshadowing. Oh my god.
Fair,
Okay, well that was
sticker
quick.
sheet makes sense. I didn't even think of that. That's tragic. What a great clue by me. That was perfect.
That was pretty good.
Sticker sheet though. Sticker sheet. Well.
Well, yeah.
can go
Worst thing.
ahead
I
and-
stand by my earlier assessment. Worst thing I ever did. Read chat. That was a great clue, though. By the way, I was nowhere near a.
I should have looked.
four
I didn't even
clue.
think about. Well, sheet.
Oh, sheet.
Well, let's run it again. Let's roll it back. Oh, well. I was proud of you for getting Egypt, though, because they were right next to each other, so I could not think Egyptian cotton. It was all I was thinking at, looking at the grid.
Got it.
Yeah, and sheet music. I mean, you were down to, when that, at the end of that, you had clicked 2 assassins, 1 innocent bystander, and you said the real answer was silly. So I was like, I wasn't even stressed anymore. I was like, we're sunk.
Oh, no.
It's not gonna go my way.
Well, the cloak thing just seemed, I don't know, that seemed dumb. Like,
Listen.
This is one of the things that I find about Codenames, like, so often, though. It's like, go with your gut.
Yep.
It's such a good...
First thing you think of.
Totally. Cloak was there, and I should have just went with it. And the worst thing I ever did
was read chat.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's see what we got here.
All right. I got some good ones here. We can work with this, I think. I want to do another big clue, but now I'm traumatized.
Aw, come on now. Listen, listen, at least it was over quick.
It was over, yeah. It wasn't. That's the worst when it's at the end of like a long game. Here we could just forget it ever happened and we could just move on with our
It was
lives.
just like, you know.
Yeah. There's a couple of good ones. Okay. I think I got a good opener. If you've got, just kidding. Medal for 3.
Too bad.
Too slow. Medal for 3. All right, I'm thinking a medal.
Listen, I don't want the pressure of failure again. I mean, I guess it could work out either
valid.
way.
That's fair. You know. That's fair. Opening with medal. I think you mine medals in a mine, right? Metal for 3. Metal music plays on the radio. Rails are made of metal. Steel is literally a metal. We should probably start there. I should probably before I get too ahead of myself. Yeah, bloody. I'm feeling the same thing.
Stickers. Get out of here, legends.
spells are... You're not wrong, Ezra. You are technically correct. Technically correct. Steel spring? Oh, Oh god, like a washer. Oh, Jesus. If we're getting into hardware terminology. Oh, god.
Don't read chat. Don't do...
The best kind of correct. I'm gonna go with rail. Yeah. Like steel trains, rail engine. Sure. And then I'm gonna go mine. Ew.
Listen, I might not have read mine.
That's all right. 2 out of 3.
I might have missed that one. Whoops.
I'm thinking... yeah. Showers, plural.
Showers. Okay. Showers. Like spring showers.
Yo, Deadpan. Happy Tuesday, friend. How's it going?
From clouds, right? And I don't know what else. You might stream, maybe? Or you might, yeah, I don't know. Okay, listen, we have spring showers, for sure. The clouds are shower related. And then...
That's a weird way. That's a weird way to conceptualize it.
What's that?
I said it's just funny to say clouds are shower related. It's just funny to think of clouds as like nature's shower. That's just kind of cursed and I hate it.
Okay. Do we think that showers are... Okay, listen, just...
Nice! Yay!
I'm not overthinking it.
Good first round. I'll take it.
We've done worse than that.
We sure have.
So...
he went with washer, Barb.
Went with washer.
It was a stealth click. You didn't see it coming.
I was getting nervous, starting to sweat, just like couldn't do it. Okay, listen.
I'm listening. All ears. What do you
I
got?
I believe in you.
Oh God, that's your first mistake.
Oh God. Okay, hold on. Maybe I don't.
Wait, hold on. Give me 1 second while you're thinking of your clue. I'm gonna open one of my windows. I am sweating from stress.
Yeah, me too. The stress is getting to me. It's bad. Okay, I'm gonna try something here. We're just gonna see how it works out. Oh, I don't know if Ray could actually hear me.
What's up?
I was just saying I'm gonna try something here, and we're gonna see.
All right.
I choose to believe.
Choose to believe. All right. Bland for 3.
Such a bad clue. Shit.
You gotta at least believe in your... you turn off that camera. Damn straight. Bland for 3. I'm sorry, the first thing I thought it was a bland date, but that just might be personal experience. Bland beans. Beans can be bland. I'm allergic, so I don't know, chat. Do beans have flavor? I'm allergic to beans.
You're allergic to beans?
I'm allergic to legumes. And beans are a legume. Oh, Bill. Can we get a timeout on Bill? Rude. JK came too late. Timeout.
These streams are bland. Oh.
Bland. Thank you, Bloody Line.
Listen, I was doing this for science.
Bland. The hell? I mean, sloths only eat one thing.
Such a failure.
That's pretty bland.
Did I learn my lesson? Yes, my science experiment is a failure. It's all over.
Oh, Art, thank you for joining us, and great suggestion. Thank you. I hadn't even thought about that. They said hospital food is notoriously bland. That is great. Wait, what do sloths eat? Don't they only eat oh no, that's koalas. Never mind. I was thinking about how they only eat eucalyptus.
Eucalyptus,
But
yeah.
that's koalas, not... What do sloths eat? Chat, I feel like just leaves. Like, I feel like they just eat leaves. But I feel dumb saying that, so yeah, whatever they eat it slowly, so. Alright, sloths eat beans? Of course I wouldn't know, I'm allergic. I'm gonna go to the hospital. They eat slow leaves, of course, the ones that can't run away. Got you.
Ooh.
All right, hospital, great. That was great, but beyond that, I'm stumped. I'm stumped beyond hospital. Okay, chat. Are beans bland? Help me out. I feel like they're bland, right? You put stuff on them, then they're tasty. I'm gonna go beans, man. Yeah.
Look at you go.
Yeah.
Look, 2 for 3. That's not bad.
Look at me go.
I'll take it. Based on the initial reaction there. That's a win.
Taco Bell? But Taco Bell's not bland. Bland. I mean, I guess your food could be bland. You get it served to you? Nah. All right. That was as far as I could get. I mean, people blame bland food on their server. If you suck, you would do that. Okay, so by transitive property, Ray is allergic to sloths. Yes. If beans are all sloths eat, then I can't eat sloths. That's how that works.
That's important to know. I'm glad we figured that out.
We've established a lot of lore today.
Yeah. That was my science experiment. It turns out it wasn't a failure at all.
There you go.
We've learned very important things.
Oh, what am I doing? Yeah, sure.
Oh God.
Sure.
That doesn't sound like a compromise. Oh, okay. Fabulous.
I'm gonna go.
Ready.
I think this is fine.
I expect at least 5. A clue for 5.
Well, you're gonna be disappointed, but I think this is a doable 3.
Okay, taco. As in Bell? Look, we're just picking that.
Yeah, see, I can eat green beans because they're not legumes. Green beans are the best.
Listen, I don't...
James, like, cut the bean conversation. I'm focusing.
No, listen, this is important to me. This is important. I have no idea what else is for taco here. Like, this is terrible. Listen, if you're taking going on a date to Taco Bell, you got problems. But oh God, dare I get back to reading chat. Taco hand, best food to have as a hand. A taco in the hand is better than 2 in the bush.
The best food to have as a hand sounds like one of Barb's cursed hypotheticals.
Hold a taco in your hand, okay? Like, you do eat them with your hand, that's fine. And your hand is attached to your arm. No, just kidding. Okay. I don't think server is probably not it, but
same.
You know, you eat a taco by putting it in your face hole, so that might be a thing.
Tracks.
You know. Yeah, we should.
I didn't even think about it. And then the thing is, you didn't think about it either until you looked at chat.
I suck at this game.
No, you don't. It was a bad clue. I was trying to get at Bacon, Bell, and Server, and I couldn't say restaurant because we had date, so I was trying to get at, like, all those things without getting at, like, a restaurant. You take a date to a restaurant. And we had mentioned Taco Bell earlier, and I was like, oh, that's brilliant. People put, have you, Diplomat, do you live in the US?
I don't, bacon, I thought of bacon too, and I was like, surely if it was bacon, you would pick a different food.
No, how else am I going to get Bell then? Listen. Yeah, exactly. Whoever doesn't believe bacon goes in a taco clearly doesn't live in the U.S. because we will bastardize anything with bacon. Anything.
Okay, yeah, that I can say I've never had bacon on a taco ever, and it would not occur to me to put bacon on a taco. I would put bacon on mostly anything.
Damn.
But yeah, the bland thing. I just wanted beans, bacon, and hospital.
Bacon's not bland. What do you?
I know it's not bland, but I wanted you to get hospital food, and I thought if I put food that you wouldn't get hospital from that. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna try bland, get her on the food idea, and see what happens. It was for science.
It was for science. Of course.
It was a terrible idea in retrospect.
It's not a game of Codenames Duet if no one's screamed at someone. So. I just feel like I have been the source of failure both times. I have done something and let chat run with it twice
I try
now.
Harder to fail. It's because I've been doing these wimpy little 2 crews, you know.
All right.
Been pretty thin. My contributions have been minimal.
Taco, they are hand food. All right, redemption.
Okay,
We got time for maybe one more real game and then one maybe speed round if you really want to just sweat it out. Oh my god, chat. The thing is, I can't even be mad at chat. Like, hand was a totally viable answer. I just wasn't thinking about it.
Listen, we're doing this.
I feel like American food makes more sense than UK food. No disrespect. I agree. We get a lot of crap in the US for doing weird things with our food, which we do. It's valid, but I feel like UK food is weirder. I mean, blood pudding is just enough to solidify that in my mind. Cart, as in. We got right to it. All right.
There's no room.
no messing around.
Yeah.
All right, so
there might be a terrible disaster here, but anyway, it's okay.
This is cart as spelled as if the Mario Kart go-kart situation. Uh-oh. You maybe yeah. Okay, Canadians. Is this a Canadian spelling? Is that what's happening? Because in my world, it's only spelled with a K when it's Mario or it's Go. It is a Canadian thing?
It is not a Canadian thing.
Yeah, it's the Nintendo. It's the Go-Kart Mario Kart spelling of kart. Gas and shell. Why? No. We're only dealing with fictional carts here. This spelling has solidified that in my brain. I mean, I guess sure. Yeah, Board Game Brie, I was thinking the same thing. I'm gonna go immediately with shell. Oh, because you guys were thinking. I got it. I thought you were saying Shell as in the gas company. I was thinking Shell as in Mario Kart. All right, I'm with you. And I think green shell, right? Duh. I think Kart. Gears, maybe. Yeah. I'll go gas.
Okay,
what is happening?
I was like, green shell, let's go. Like, this is Mario Kart.
Yeah, but
like,
then you started laughing and it threw me off. I thought that meant it was wrong.
Okay, because I started laughing because I realized gas was right beside them, and it's horrible.
I was probably gonna go green because Shell was right, so I was like, oh, we're on this Mario Kart vibe, right? But I was gonna at least go gas or gear for third. There was no getting away from that.
Yeah, listen. Mistakes were made, okay?
As I was voting yes.
I just saw green shell. I got thinking about Mario Kart. That's why I put it with a K. It's not a Canadian spelling. It was intentional.
Okay, that's what I thought. So I had the right vibe there. But
yeah,
man,
James is the real assassin. It's true.
It was green, shell, and gas all in a corner. I was never not gonna guess gas.
Yes, there were some mistakes. It was an oversight. I got all excited. I just went with it.
Oh, hold on one second.
Uh-oh.
I have one very cursed, very tall plant by my window, and when the wind starts kicking up, it starts swaying, and one of these days it's gonna fall over, and I wanted it to not be today. To move it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, hey James, how do you feel about playing another game of Codenames Duet?
You know, that sounds fabulous,
Okay,
actually.
cool. I was thinking the same thing. That's so funny.
Strange. I don't know where that came from. Okay.
Oh my god. You know what? I hadn't even looked at my words, and I'm glad I didn't. It wasn't. I'm not even gonna look at my words until you've given your first clue. Make sure we survive that.
What were the cart clues? I don't want to talk about it, Cat. I don't want to talk about it, okay?
We don't discuss that here.
Exactly. It's over.
You bring up cart, you get banned. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
I'm getting whiplash. Every 2 seconds, it's a new board I have to parse.
Yeah, this is... Listen, it was some speed failures, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
These are terrible. Is this one word? Yes. Yes? Yes. It's one word.
Let's see. The thing here is I want to be greedy, but historically, that has gone.
Before you even process it, make sure you survive my opening clue.
Oh, whoa.
Well, blam, coming out of the gate.
Okay. I thought you weren't even gonna read them until.
Yeah, but then I realized I wanted to give this clue.
Okay.
All right, go ahead and vote. Maybe you'll actually get to the poll will actually survive until after the game, because we've had the last 2 games. The poll for whether or not we were gonna win was still running by the time we lost. So.
It's okay. Okay, so I think it has to be rifle, right?
Nice.
Crosshair,
nice.
right? I think Mark might be one of them. I mean, it could be like helicopter. Like, I don't know, helicopters have guns and stuff. Sure. I don't know. You guys are American. Everything's got guns.
This is true.
Anyways, I'm gonna leave that one. Crosshair. Okay, I think I think Mark is one of them as well.
Nice.
And then I don't know, map maybe. That's not really a crosshair, but you could like, you know, could be a marking on a map, maybe. I'm concerned by your, you know.
I'm giving away nothing. I am being silent.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Dare I read chat? Here we are again. We've come to this. Here we come to this. Every time I do this, I regret it. Helicopters have guns and stuff. It's true. Listen, that was not wrong. Worst thing I ever did was read chat. I can't follow the Ray logic, so I don't even know how to.
It is its own.
That's believable.
It's its own science at this point.
Okay, listen. I'm going to pick map.
That's okay. That's fine.
Okay.
That's all right. Totally valid guess.
All right. So.
God, the rest of my words are so bad. They're so bad.
Yeah. Listen, there's some problems here. There's some problems. I think we're just gonna give that a whirl.
Hover.
Let's see what happens.
Hover for 3. Hover. Chat,
not the assassin.
Oh, helicopters hover. Got you.
We made it through one round
Hey,
without an assassin.
that's
like
a
a
win
new
in
record.
my book. I'll take it. All right, I'm feeling how I feel like if you told anyone who operates helicopters that they just hover, I feel like they'd find that offensive. But yes, in essence, they hover. I feel like they do more, but in Codenames words, yes, they hover. Sure, I'll take it.
Work with me.
I'm just being difficult. You can ignore everything I say. I know you. They float. Blade is part of vampire. Okay. Hover. You know what? I don't know anything about helicopters. I'm just saying words, man. I don't. I'm just talking. Literally never listen to anything I say. Oh, like a hover. Oh, like a helicopter parent, like someone who hovers. Ooh. Okay, we're gonna start with helicopter. Butterflies. Sure. They fly. Maybe we do that. Yeah. Let's go. And then, yeah, I think the next best one is mother. Nice. I'm gonna stop. Look at that.
We're not even finding assassins.
It's amazing. This is unprecedented.
I don't know what to do now.
What do I do now?
You didn't expect to get this.
Genuinely, I didn't have this longevity planned out. I wasn't expecting to have to continue to give clues for this board.
I know.
That's not
weird.
You give one clue, then game over. That's been my experience.
Yeah, we really messed up by winning that first game.
I know.
It was just like set the bar way too high. We should have just like failed immediately.
Okay, we could do. That's a thing, right? I don't want to give another 2 clue. I want to.
Sure you do.
Yeah.
We can.
I just want to do something safe, you know?
Listen, we got greedy before.
Playing it safe.
You know, we said cart when gas was an assassin.
Yo, welcome on in Spartan Undead. Thank you for joining us and coming back after the tabletop news Codenames game. It's very good to see you. Hope you're having a lovely Tuesday. Thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate it. How's it going? How's your weekend? I'll see myself out.
Wave? What? Tidal wave wasn't? What? I didn't even talk it out. I didn't even verbalize it because I was like, surely tidal wave must be the one.
I got nothing to say to you. You're totally right. I literally didn't even see it. I literally didn't even see it. I got nothing for you. I got no excuses.
You didn't see it. It's the middle
I didn't
of the
see
Blu-ray.
it. You wonder why? Because it wasn't lit up green, telling my eyes to look at it. Jesus.
We are not good at this.
At least it wasn't the assassin. It's fine. We're gonna have wave blindness.
Okay, that's the good news here is I know that there's still 2 valid clues for tidal.
Ignoring wave, this was a great clue. This was a great easy
wave.
money clue.
Ignoring the tidal wave, it was fabulous.
Whoopsies. Biker for 2!
Let's go.
Biker for 2. They wear helmets.
We are winning. This is a win. I can feel
it. Blam. And they wear leather jackets. Easy, done. Maybe you should just give clues and I should just guess, because I feel like we can do that. All right, so remember title. She's out there. She's kicking a boot. Oh, so now I've got... Okay. All right, this is fine.
And I can just, I can just keep guessing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
you can do as many as you want as long as you keep getting them right.
Chew. I can chew gum, but listen, not last time I picked something like that. It went really badly for me.
Please don't let that scar you for life. It's gonna be okay.
No, it's bad. I would use a spoon when eating, maybe.
Yes, Tony, this is the question of the day. You must answer to participate. Which food would be best as a hand? This is mandatory information.
That is a good question. Okay, listen, I can chew gum.
Thank you. Good job.
I can chew gum.
I'm sweating, dude. So stressful. This is so stressful.
This is way more stressful than it should be.
I was like, hey, you want to come chill for this really low-key Tuesday segment we do? We typically play little 2-person co-op games. It's a nice little chill time. Yeah, I'm so sorry. This is good. Your heart rate's gonna be elevated for the rest of the day.
Okay. Listen, I'm just gonna go with the spoon. I don't think. Yeah, I'm just doing it. You gotta be shitting me.
Why? Do you chew your spoons, James?
No, but
I
use a spoon to eat, and then I chew.
What might you put on your spoon that you would actually chew? Oh, I don't know, maybe some leaves. Maybe you're a koala and you eat eucalyptus like we were talking about earlier. God damn it! Come on! I've never had this on stream. It's never been this bad.
Okay, listen. Oh man, this is remarkable. That makes me feel so good. Makes me feel so good. It's never been this bad. Please have me back as a guest, Ray. Please. We're so good at code names.
Did Spoon come from chat or from the own dark depths of your brain? Where did
Okay,
I love to chew my spoons
It was me.
come
It
from?
was me. Okay, you know why? It's because in the past there's been all these Ray logic moments where it's like, you're gonna figure this thing out, and then
you're gonna go here.
Because of that, you're gonna figure out this other thing. And
Sure,
I was like, okay.
I do that.
So it was chew, and I picked gum, and then I'm like, thinking about kind of like food and whatever, and I'm like, okay, spoon, sure.
Damn
yeah,
it.
Anyway,
Well,
was entitled wave was pretty bad. Not gonna lie.
Honestly, what's that phrase for like when you've lived longer than you should? We should have died with tidal wave. We should not have lived to see the spoon chewing fiasco.
Fiasco? I don't think it was that crazy.
We died, so it was pretty bad.
Blood, and blade? Was it blade?
Yeah, it was tidal blade, as in tidal blade zzz, and flood. Not wave, which was right next to it. It's flood.
Well, because I saw wave and flood, and I'm like, surely this is it. These are the two, right?
Fair.
Like, it must be these.
One would think. Egypt, thank you for the sub. Welcome on in.
Oh God.
So, what do you say to a speed round, James? We got nothing.
Yeah, because you know what we're really missing here. What we're missing is
Time
playing
pressure.
really, really quickly.
Maybe it's because we're thinking too hard.
I don't think that's it. I have a strange feeling that that's not the gap here. But
Rob is not our colossal brains getting in the way.
Assassin percent speed run. I love it.
Oh my! I don't think I've ever had this many assassins in a row on the show ever.
Yeah. Oh, we set the bar too high with that initial win.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's just been like straight loss after straight loss.
Yeah.
So.
I was so excited when I taught you this game. I was like, oh, I'm bringing up James in my image as a great Codenames Duet player. Look how good this game was. We're gonna do so great together, and it's just been progressively worse.
Worse and worse. Yep, exactly.
That's not true. Chaos Names doesn't count, chicken. All right, let me set a timer. So the way speed round Codenames goes, as clue giver, you will have 2 minutes. As clue guesser, you will have 1 minute. You get an extra minute for your first clue, so you'll see a 3-minute timer to start. And yeah, sometimes, I will say, in defense of speed round, sometimes the timer forces you to kind of go with your gut a little bit, and it can get you out of your head. However, I think our problem is we've been going too much with our gut, so this is probably gonna be terrible. I think we need... Listen,
it literally cannot be worse. We basically are hitting the assassin on the first round every time.
I think we need the opposite. We need to enforce, you need to think about this for a whole 5 minutes before you are allowed to give your clue. The opposite.
Think this through.
Brutal. Truly brutal. Welcome on in, Alglac. Thank you for that Prime sub. We appreciate it. Also, how was your exam? Oh God! Oh, all right, we're engaged.
Get to it. We don't have time for chat.
Wedding.
Right? This is serious.
Getting married is like a lock on your life forever. Dun dun dun. You wear a dress sometimes though, and that's nice. You don't wear a dress when you're engaged though. You don't wear a dress when you're engaged. It's totally lock. Damn it.
It wasn't the assassin. It's
No.
New record. We're doing great.
Oh, thank you for bringing back that iconic quote, Cheesy. Mating for life is a burden. I appreciate it.
Mating for life is such a positive outlook.
I know, right?
Really fills you with warm fuzzies, you know?
All right, let me look. What do I have? All right, I got a minute and a half. Oh, how do I get at this? Yeah.
I can't wait to let you down.
I can't wait to let
ready.
you down. Iconic.
I'm ready. Uniform.
For 3.
Okay.
Oh, blam, blam. You got this. I believe in you.
That was your first mistake. Okay. How about a medic? A medic wears a uniform.
Okay, at least look at the whole board. At least survey.
Listen, I'm trying to go fast. I did look at the whole board. I quickly perused.
Well, go fast and give your next clue then, damn it. Jesus.
Okay. This time.
But this time.
Surely nothing could go wrong. I'm looking
but
really
this time
close
for realsies.
at the assassins, making sure here.
But for real this time.
Oh, there's something that could go wrong here. Anyways, it's fine.
Headlights for 3.
Can't be that bad.
Headlight. Are on the road. Well.
Remember that thing that could go wrong? That was it.
I'm sorry. Oh, let me think like James for a second. Oh, not the headlights on the road, but you see them with your eyes. Of course, it was I.
Don't make me bring up the tidal wave incident. Okay.
Of course, it was I. And then if you're not in the headlights, you're in the shadow. I see where you're going now. It was everything 1 to 2 degrees away from what makes sense. I got it now.
How are y'all this bad?
Thanks, Alkaline.
I've never seen it so bad. Listen, it started really well. We were doing great. We're doing great, and then it's just been progressively worse ever since.
The first game was really, truly very good. It really was.
We won the first game, and it was fabulous. I was happy. This is a major oops cost. Yeah.
Oops cost. Oh God, I have to go. Oh, yeah. God!
I've just been patiently waiting here, and,
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Oh, Jesus. How did you not get uniform? I don't understand what to do now.
Listen, I can still.
Oh, can you? Can you really?
I can still guess things related to that uniform 3 guess. I'm ready.
All right, I just gotta. I don't know anymore.
Listen, we gotta make this happen. We gotta make this happen.
I have 15 seconds. I had fast food in my mind today. I'm sorry.
Okay. Notably, taste. Surely.
Notable taste. That'd be a great tagline for a fast food restaurant. Ray's Fried Chicken. Notable taste. It doesn't say if it's good or bad. It says it's notable.
It's just, yes, it's noteworthy, and that's it. Listen.
A taste you will remember.
What else have we got here?
For good or for bad.
A bucket. Surely it's bucket. Right?
Yay!
Okay.
Good job!
Bucket, we're
oh my
good.
God, great Chaos Names word, Barb. Thank you.
We got one.
Yo, what's up, Naughty? Naughty, how are you?
I think we're gonna go with taste. We're gonna go with taste.
It does sound like a translated ad.
And I think that dress code is the uniform thing. I think it's dress code.
There we go. Yes.
Right.
Shockingly, it wasn't medic.
Medics have a uniform.
They do.
What do you mean?
I know, but I see dress and code in bright green. Duh.
Stop guessing there.
Okay, bye. Wait, are you leaving for the process of giving your clue? That's a fair point, Bart.
Listen, I really had to blow my nose. I'm sorry. I didn't
want to
you're good. You guys to that. So, you have to get.
It sure does have a taste. It's present.
It's not without a taste. This is terrible. Why?
Really bad.
You know the worst thing about this is we're doing better.
I told you. Sometimes you just need that push to not think too much. Codenames is truly the only experience in my life where someone can say I've thought too much. You know, that's typically not a criticism I personally receive. That, hey Ray, you put too much thought into this. It's typically not the meeting I get. Washing for 2. It gets foamy, then you put it in a dryer. Foam is, maybe if it's foaming, there's something wrong with it. It's soapy. It's bubbles, but bubbles are foamy. I'll leave it up. All right, dryer. Nice. Washing. The act of washing. Wash.
There's an active passive conversation that needs to happen here, you know?
As always. Washing. I mean, a storm is like a giant washing of the place the storm is affecting, but that's a weird way to think about it. Washing.
And here we are. And here we are.
I'm gonna do foam. Yeah. All right, now I'm gonna go back to headlights for 3. I God hope it wasn't either dryer or foam, because I'm totally lost. I'm gonna hope it was something else. Headlights for 3. You need your headlights in a storm. Oh, it would have worked if I'd guessed washing. Headlights I mean, you look at it with your eye, but that's so weak. I respect James too much than to guess eye, because you see them with your eye. I'm gonna benefit of the doubt here and hope that's not what he meant. I mean, maybe if they hurt your eyes, like they're the eyes of cars.
Does it matter that your time is up?
Oh, it does matter. It does matter. I have to. I'll end guessing. My time is up. Thank you.
It's okay. Get out of here. That's not too much respect. That's an exactly appropriate amount of respect.
I'm gonna say, how do you spell?
I feel like if you have to look up the spelling, it's too advanced for me. Like, just if it's got more than 2 syllables,
it's too advanced. You can do this. You can do this.
Even I could do this.
Even
Constellation.
You can do this.
Even I could do this. Okay, listen. I'm going to pick star. And if this isn't star, I'm going to be really upset.
Yay! Okay. I did look at that. And I did see that.
You see them with your eyes. Okay. They form like a row, you know, in a row maybe. This was for 2. Armor ladder, microscope. I'll think any of these. Listen, I'm gonna go with a row. I think they form like a.
Somehow I read too many silly babies.
Hey, look at us go.
Silly babies in my chat. Good job though, James. Good job.
Was microscope? Weird.
All right.
Oh, I have to give a clue now.
It's your turn.
Uh-oh. Okay.
It's all you. Our fate rests in your hands. Bacon for 1. Oh god, it's bland on the board, I swear to god.
That was for science, okay? It was for science.
Bacon comes from a pig. And, there have to be more out there. Washing. Oh, is it? I don't think it's called a ladder, but you know I almost said old ladies. Old-timey ladies. They wash like on a washing board. It's kind of like a ladder, right? Right? Someone back me up on this. Ray, what, Barb? Don't? That's what it's like. What do you mean? The only old lady I know is Ray Outglide. How dare you? The ladies from olden times. They go wash. You know what I mean? Okay, the chat is just being...
exactly what you mean, but it's...
I'm fine. Wash. It...
But there's a thing... I don't know if it's against the rules to tell you. I don't know.
If you think it is against the rules, it's probably against the rules.
Okay.
I know it's a washboard, but it's like a ladder. Okay, fine. I'll stop. It'll be fine.
All right. So let me get this straight. We have We have 2 more
rounds to get 4 words.
Rounds to get 4 words.
Correct.
Okay, well, this is doable. This is, I believe. I've never felt so confident that we could succeed at a game.
All right. I love that. I love that
Yeah.
you are that naive. That's delightful. That's what I want in a team.
It's not naive. No, look, we've eliminated these evil road medics and that.
We have.
You know, so.
Okay.
Let's get out of here.
I'm gonna do. Eesh. This is
Okay.
Here's your clue. Yeesh for 2.
Expensive.
Schmunky Puzzle, thank you for that follow. Welcome on in. Welcome to the Chain Games Edition Twitch channel. I haven't done this spiel at all today. Welcome. My name is Ray. I run the CG Twitch channel. CG is a board game publisher. We make board games. We made Codenames, which is what I'm playing right now with my friend James from OppCostGames. He's playing it for the first time.
Definitely winning.
And we've been doing great all day. Welcome to chat, Monkey. It's nice to meet you. Thanks for joining the community.
Okay, so listen.
I'm listening. I'm all ears.
Don't know what you're going after here. We're like, you're American, so you said expensive. I thought medic. Healthcare. Come on. Like,
you're not wrong.
That was there.
You're not wrong.
Oh,
Monkey,
you know,
that's
if you have an
awesome to
expensive
hear.
ladder, that's weird.
I'm so glad to hear you like our game, Monkey. I appreciate it so very much. We play a lot of Codenames here, of course, because we made it, but we play other board games too. So stick around for some good board gaming times.
Eyes are expensive to take care of. That's not wrong. Like, eye care is also expensive. A microscope would be expensive. Armor could be expensive, you know. Casual suit of armor. I got 8 seconds. We're going with...
What?
I guess London.
All cities are expensive. No, it's fine. That's fair. That's fine. I forgive you. It's fine. Dark for 2. A dark tunnel. Shadows. Oh my god, was it Shadow 4 headlights? I'm so mad right now. I'm so mad. That is deeply, deeply upsetting.
What's upsetting about that?
All right. Well, OppCost, welcome to Sudden Death.
Can't get any. Uh-oh.
This is a
first wrong guess ends the game, and we all lose.
So what happens in Codenames Duet? We have run out of, as you can see, the little innocent bystander count. We've run out. But this is Sudden Death, which means James gets to guess as many cards as he wants. He gets to go back to old clues. He gets to take stabs in the dark. But as soon as he guesses wrong, we're over. But if he manages to get the last 2 cards, we win. So literally, James, I can't even help you. It's all you.
Oh. Okay, so the only thing that I think we're missing here was expensive. So that's all I know is a GG.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks. Okay. So helpful.
Expensive.
So very helpful.
So listen, I'm gonna so that I can have someone to blame. I'm gonna get chat to help me out here, and then I can just voice the blame for my failure.
Do you want to make a poll of the ones you're thinking and have it be chat's decision?
God, no. I don't. That's way too
work.
Too complicated and intense.
Valid.
Worst thing I ever did was read chat. I'm really happy how Barb keeps bringing that up every time I consider taking advice from chat. Okay, so we got expensive. It could be craft. It could be like, you know, like some artisanal beer or something. Crafty. That could be expensive. That's maybe. Well, I can't even indicate to myself that I'm thinking about it. I just have to pick it or nothing.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just gonna go with that. It's his first try. We lost.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yep. I will say the correct answers were said in chat. They
said everything in chat. They literally listed out every word.
Yeah.
Maybe not Ben.
But I think it was Angie, who said you lock up expensive things, and you yourself said microscopes are expensive. I was thinking about the most expensive, like, single thing that is tangible, that, like, if you were to buy something on this board that you could actually buy, probably a microscope would be the most expensive thing. Otherwise, microscope and lock, I had nothing better to combine them with. It's all I had. GG's.
It's a disaster. Well, the worst part of the whole thing is that we did better, legitimately better in the speed round than
that happens,
our previous attempt. It does. Like, go with your gut thing is real, I think.
It truly
right?
is. Well,
and my favorite moment here was when you were missing words for the headlights, and you started talking about old-timey ladies using like a washing board.
Yeah. That was like
that was fabulous. I just, it felt like it was over at that point.
we lost in that moment. The second Ray said old ladies wash their clothes on ladders, it was done for. We were over.
You knew there was no coming back. It was just.
Oh, that's a good emote. I like that emote. It's a
disaster.
Oh my god. Well, this disaster happened to have perfect timing, because it is 1:30, so that unfortunately was our last game of Codenames Duet.
I don't know if unfortunately, I'm not sure I would agree.
It might be putting us out of our misery. Oh my goodness. Well, I just want to say thank you to chat for being chaotic and wonderful. Thank you for joining us. And James, thank you for taking a chunk out of your Tuesday morning to learn this game and to play it with me and have chat yell at you and tell you you're terrible and you suck. I hope you had a good time.
I'm used to it. Thanks so much for having me. This was absolutely a blast. And Duet was really fun. Thanks for the teach.
Of
and
course.
hopefully we can do better next time, redeem ourselves.
Absolutely.
Maybe.
We will have to. This was a really, really fun pairing, so we'll have to have you on sometime in the future. Before I peace out, can you remind everyone real quick where people can find you, what it is that you do on your channel?
Yeah, so you can find me and my lovely wife here on Twitch, OppCostGames. We primarily stream board games, but also some puzzle content, a little bit of video game content from time to time as well, but mostly board games here on Twitch at OppCostGames.
Fabulous. Perfect. Please go follow James. He's a delight. You'll also probably see him playing Codenames co-streaming with us in the future at some point, because that was also a lot of fun. Congrats.
I look forward to it.
Congrats on your channel points, legend. Congrats to anyone who just ran the gauntlet of guessing against us all day. I hope you enjoy your newfound wealth. You can spend that in a myriad of ways, including creating custom words for chaos names, which is the terrible bastardization of Codenames where we let chat make all the words on all the cards. So you can submit whatever you want into the Chaos Names deck. You can redeem playing Arnak or Galaxy Trucker against me, all that good fun stuff. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day. Last end of the stream announcements, because Eleni's not here to talk about YouTube. You should go follow our YouTube channel. She's working on some really big stuff over there. I can't tell you what it is, but it's gonna be really cool, and she's busting her butt.
Top secret.
Super top secret. She's busting her butt to make that happen for you all. We've got some regular streams this week, Thursday and Friday. You can find the schedule either in our Discord under content announcements or on our Twitter and Facebook. The only really big stream, I should say, I can't tell you what's gonna happen, but you should all plan to be here next Tuesday, because we're gonna be doing some big announcements next Tuesday. So mark your calendar, 11 a.m. Eastern time next Tuesday. I'll actually be able to talk about some secrets that I've been alluding to for a very long time. So swing by that stream if you can. Join our Discord if you want to hang out while we're off stream. You can join our closed BGA group if you want to play games with the folks in chat. If you made a new friend today and you want to play games with them, we have a closed BGA group where you can hang out with the folks who populate this community and play any games you want. It doesn't have to be a CG game. Play whatever your heart desires. That's it. I'm gonna end the stream before I give away the surprise for next Tuesday. Thank you for joining me, James. Chat, thank you for being wonderful. Thank you for all. We got a ton of subs today. I want to just say thank you again for supporting the moderators. They're amazing. All that money goes to them, so thank you for doing that. Hope to see you all on Thursday for some Wingspan. I think I'm going to be opening that game up to people if people want to join. Typically, I just play against AI, but I feel a little crazy. I think we might actually play against some real people. If anyone has Wingspan on Steam and wants to play with me, I think that's what we'll be doing on Thursday. So yeah, hope to catch you then. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see y'all later. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Thanks again.